Would it be out of the question to ask you for help with my new series? I need title card coming up, like, right now. Hello and welcome to Out of the Question, the family-friendly video podcast series where I ask you the questions, and you can ask me questions too. As always, we're going to be talking about everyone's answers from last week's episode because they are the reason that I'm able to keep this show going. So, let's begin. First commenter is Sparkle Sprinkles. Again, hello Sparkle Sprinkles. She says, Jesus! Yay, I don't know anyone else. Well, Jesus is a very good person to impact your life. Excellent choice. Blase Ladanxious says, Todd White definitely. He makes me seem like a baby in Christ compared to him. His testimony is so inspiring and he just gives me a good slap in the face and is like, what the heck are you doing in your life? Wake up! Life isn't something you want to gamble and stuff like that. Yeah, so I talked about Todd White last time and his impact on me spiritually, and apparently he has that impact on everybody, which is really good. Totally check him out. I will link something of his so that you can check it out. Yeah. Cameron Restivo says, for me, striving to be someone. My dad has impacted my life the most there. For my spiritual growth, would be my dad as well, but for spiritual challenging myself would be Todd White or Francis Chan. Love their ministries. I love their ministries as well. And for me, trying to somehow be more outgoing and never saying no. A guy off of Pacific Rim, after his dad died, he quoted him saying, if you ever get the shot, take it. So pretty loser way, but that's actually it. And by pretty loser way, I think he's saying it's a pretty loser way to get some life tips is from like films, but I disagree. Here's just a few movies that have impacted me in some significant way. You actually couldn't see to the top of that stack from the camera. And I just wanted to say thank you all, everyone who did answer. Because without you, I wouldn't be able to keep this going, and you're the reason that I am here. Aside from the fact that I just wanted to be here by myself. But you do matter! So, you do matter! Regardless of what anyone says. You do matter. You matter just because you're made up of it, you know. Science. Science proves that you matter. But now, let's get to this week's question, because I've got a lot to go over. Whoop! So I have a couple ideas for some series that I would like to see. Hear me out before you say, no, that's a terrible idea. Out of the question, will still be weekly. You'll still be getting this regularly. Don't worry about that at all. Alright, so now that you've settled down, let me tell you my ideas. Because I have a few ideas in my little noggin up here, and I'm wanting, what I really need is all of these ideas are going to be tested. I want to know which ones you want to see first, and I also really need help naming them because I'm really bad with coming up with catchy names. The first idea that I have is me making somewhat like a vlog or a series where I try and learn a practical skill or a non-practical skill. It'll probably be non-practical because I don't like practical things. My first idea is to record myself drawing or like learning how to make a better YouTube channel, and what I do is I would like make a story arc to go with it. Somewhat, I would show people the resources that I'm using, my schedule for how I'm setting up my times for this, and they'd get to like follow me through it, and I would try and pace it to where everybody else could like follow along with me, and that we could see each other's growth together. And I'm a really mediocre guy, I'm not super special at anything, and I feel like everybody else feels like they're pretty mediocre, so having a mediocre person being watched by mediocre people, they might find it pretty cool to have somebody like that doing stuff along with them, helping them learn skills that they might be interested in as well. And for that idea, which is the vlog kind of thing, I was thinking of calling it something like Learn With Me or Mediocre Guy. I don't know. I don't really have a good name for it. So if you guys can tell me what you think of the idea and names that might be really good for it, I'd really like that, and what I should start for that first episode. Because as I said, all these ideas are going to be tested. They're going to get a pilot episode for everyone to view and say what they think. The second idea that I have is what I'm currently calling right now, If I Can, Would You? The premise of the show is I say like, if I can X, would you Y? And I just find random people on the street or at the mall. I already have the footage for the first episode. Might have a trailer for it, just depending on if I get enough time before this goes up to make a trailer for it. That's the idea. And the next idea is really just, I have been wanting to write sketches and record sketches Not like the drawing sketches like I was talking about earlier, but like Studio C style sketches. If you've never seen Studio C, I will link something for you to watch because they are amazing and hilarious. They're also looking for new recruits, and I applied. Probably won't make it, but I figured why not. And with the sketches, it would really just be whatever comes to mind, and I guess I could just call it Caleb's Sketches or something. I don't know. I haven't figured out that much yet. Well, that's why I'm here as well, is to help figure out what I'd call this stuff. I feel like it needs to be its own series, so I would need like something title and then title of that particular sketch. Something like that. So that's a lot of stuff that I was just mentioning right there, or it was really 3 things that I am going to try, and I want to know what should I call it and what would you like to see in them first. So that's a lot of things, and I don't want you to panic, so I'm going to show you how I would schedule these things if I was to start doing them. Out of the Question would continue to stay on Saturday. That's not going to change. Out of the Question is going to be my mainline show. But if I did the vlog series, the Learn with Caleb, or the Mediocre Learner, something like that, I'm not sure, I would do that on Tuesdays. And that would be every Tuesday as well. I'd want to do 2 shows every week, one at the end and one at the beginning of the week. Or I guess both of those are kind of in the middle ends of the week. I don't know. But that's how I do that. If I was doing those 2, it would be 2 things every week. If I was going to do the sketches, I would try and do 1 to 2 every month. I'd probably do 1 at the beginning of the month and 1 at the end of the month. And those would be posted on Thursdays. Had to make sure that I was scheduling that out so I had 1 full day between each of them. And if I continued the If I Can, Would You series, that would also be just like the sketches. It would be like once to twice a month, and it would also be on Thursdays. And if you really, really want to see like all of this stuff, I could try really hard to fit in like, if I did everything, if I was going to do everything that I just mentioned, I would do Out of the Question, the vlog, both of those every week, Tuesdays, Saturdays, and then If I Can, Would You would be once a month, and I would do 1 sketch a month. But again, these are just some ideas that I have, and I really want your help knowing which one to start, which one it sounds the most interesting, and they all will get a pilot episode, so you can, let me know your feedback now of what you think you'd like to see most, and after actually seeing an example of either of them, or each of them, you could then be like, yes, I want this one, the other one I didn't really care about, or I liked all of them, and I do want to see them all to a certain extent. That's the idea. Let me know what you think of the schedule, what you think of the names, and tell me some of your own names, and we'll probably have a poll at the end of next week's episode for that. And which shows do you think you're going to be most excited for? Let me know all of those in the comments below and at ootqcontact@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. And right before we go, we had 2 people ask questions in last week's episode, so I want to quickly answer those questions for you. Alexis Flores says, what would your ideal day be? Ooh, this one's kind of hard. I would have to say April 25th. Because it's not too hot and it's not too cold, and you get to wear a nice light jacket. And Blase Ladankish asks, what is your favorite kind of tree? Mahogany. I'm just kidding. I know mahogany is not a tree. Whatever tree I went with would have to be good at climbing, so oaks, willows, crabapples, and magnolias are really good. I'll go with the willow tree because I kind of like the drooping design. I think it looks really cool, like a veil, something like that. So yeah, I'll go with willows. That's it for this week's episode. I hope you all have a wonderful time and a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.